Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Just wanted to introduce you to the latest set of postings I put up on this quantitative analytics service that I started on April 27th. Today is just a few days in, May 2nd. Just wanted to show you some of the articles or videos I've been making regarding my reports. Now, the approach I'm taking is pretty basic. There's different ways to look at the market. So before I start all my automation and all my scripts and preventing overwhelm for a lot of people, what I've decided to do is just to do a couple of probably a week or two of introducing analysis from a human perspective. So obviously I have a new workflow that I've been working on over the last number of months, and it seems to be working pretty good using a little machine learning process to help generate the signals. And each video is interesting. I'll put up a video here of today. I just posted earlier. So I'll put up links, and then there's the video as well on the report. And these reports can be, on average, about 10 minutes each. And some of them, I think one I did on Friday was as long as 20 minutes. Just depends upon the data. So as you can tell here from some of the topics or titles, we've got ones on lots of Forex currency stuff. That's the pretty more popular one. In this case, watching the euro, US dollar, the euro, and the Swiss franc. I just posted one here today on the supply of aluminum, the supply of, the outperforming indexes or markets of Germany, Thailand, Hong Kong, as compared to the U.S. Markets, specifically S&P 500. And it just goes to show that we're about maximum returns. And just talked to a few people earlier today regarding why are you trading in the U.S. markets when you should be having a better, more broad approach to your trading? Because since the beginning of the year in 2017, if you had put money into, let's say, Germany, over the last year, you would be up 12% higher than the S&P 500. If you had put money into Thailand, you would have been up about 6 or 7%. Now, I just did a chart today regarding Thailand is the most invested stock market on the planet right now. There's also signals being generated for both Brazil and Argentina and Thailand as the leading countries for best returns. So these are sort of, also I put in an oil trade in there as well because the oil came back $1 over the last 24 hours, and there was a indicator that you could use, a 200-day moving average, simple one that would have just shown that just from that indicator alone would be hopefully enough to show that the oil price for WTI was basically testing a certain trend line, and it breached it today. But there's some other fundamentals as well. Those are sort of things that we've got. I'm putting these up daily. In coming weeks, I'll be adding on the automation side. Now, I could easily generate 40, 30, 40 trading signals a day. I think it's going to be quite overwhelmed for a lot of people because this is what I'm taking are the best, highest probable trading signals of a trading session over a 24-hour. But I just don't focus on the U.S. markets. I just don't focus on currencies. I don't focus on just certain things. I do focus universally on a lot of areas for it, not just investment, but also for trading. But I'll give you an example. I believe in this one, the 27th, that I've added an analysis of the Hong Kong real estate market versus the Singapore real estate market. So I'm sure there's some trading opportunity just in those alone, even as an arbitrage, because Singapore it has been dropping quite a bit versus the Hong Kong. And then when you look at this report that says probably the Hong Kong exchange is definitely doing better than the Singapore. So you could tie it back to their economy, where Hong Kong real estate is a big factor of the overall Hong Kong story, and same with Singapore. An interesting stat I didn't know about Singapore real estate as well was that 80% of all residents in Singapore live in public housing. So these are the sort of stats that you can find out as a so-called human researcher, because a lot of the humans have the ability to find qualitative info that systems cannot. As an example, just yesterday at the Millikan conference in Beverly Hills, there was an interview with Ken Griffith, the founder of Citadel, and what he said was that machine learning cannot be really used overall for forecasting, but it can be part of the tool set that is available to you to help you forecast better and to get consistent trades and profit. So machine learning has its place, definitely, but not in the way that a lot of people online would lead you to believe. So overall, this has been going pretty good. I've been happy in how many we've got. So just in the last, since Thursday, which I believe was the Thursday, the 27th of April. So it doesn't matter. Anyways, but we've got a couple of days of info that we can work off of that are going up daily as a discretionary trader, analyzing and just talking about it. And starting next week, I'm hoping to do a weekly trade session with whoever wants to join. We just did our first one with this new technology. Instead of GoToMeeting, we're going to use a company called Zoom. Worked out really nice, and it's just going to be a bunch of traders and other people to chime in on their thoughts on the upcoming trading week or trading day or whatever. But there's a lot of capabilities here. I'm very excited to be able to bring this to the forefront and build a really good community. So that's what's been going on with this new membership. And if you're an old elite member or whatever, let me know and I'll get you into this membership right away. Okay. So knowing that, if you go to my website at Quant Labs here, and if you go under product and you want to sign up for it, what you do is just come under, as I said, product, look for quantitative analytics, the full service, just do the view course, get started now, and then of course that will take you to the sign up page. Okay, so the critical important thing here is to recognize this rate at $47 every 30 days monthly, which is the absolute lowest you'll get. I've had over years students wanting to join, they can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is the lowest it'll ever be. In coming days, I will be bumping this up now from $47 to $97. This is not a trial offer. Actually, this is permanent. So as long as you stay a member, you'll pay $47 forever. And as I said in the past video, over the last 7 years, I've had a few people join my premium membership. They're long ago, and they're still only paying $37, and they're still part of all of this. So they're pretty happy to be part of this community. So that's permanent and grandfathered in. As I said, in the next few days, the next price point will start at $97. And as we've been bringing the automation and add more value to the membership, the price will continue to go up on a monthly basis from, let's say, $97, and to the next level up will be $147. And then as we add more and more features and more data and better analysis and more consistent, hopeful profit, we'll keep adding that rate up from, let's say, 197 to 247 to 297 and all the way up to potentially 397. So if you join now and you stay at that rate, let's say in 2-3 years, where everybody else that joins thereafter at that point are starting to pay 397, you'll kind of realize that that's a pretty good deal right now when you think about it. Now, you may be asking, what about the trial? Originally, I was going to do a free trial, but from my experience, I've noticed that there are a lot of what I call lurky-loos out there, and they'll just keep abusing the free trials all the time. So in order to weed those kind of people out, what I've done is keep it a very low risk trial of $5 for 2 days. And once you sign up, it's another way of me forcing people to take action now, peruse the membership, and see if it's worthwhile for you over that 2 days. And then if you don't like it, you just cancel, and you don't pay after the, third day or whatever, 48 hours later, you don't get billed the first month. Okay, so that's basically how I do that. So it keeps everybody all happy in terms of trial, as well as people wanting their money back. But that's why I'm keeping this rate very low for now, so that trying to get people in and hopefully take a chance with this service, because it is new and somewhat unproven. I've taken the same approach with my previous memberships, but this one's the really more smarter one, because it's taking all the smarts from my experience, actually, from all the other memberships that I've run, and try not to overwhelm people by hoping they get into the algorithmic trading and building out their algorithmic trading platform. It's a tough job, and I hate to say it, out of literally the hundreds of people that have come through, I wouldn't even say 1% of 1% have accomplished their own system. It's a tough job, and that's why I created this membership, to sort of focus more on the trading as opposed to the technology and the math and all the complexities that come with it, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to do, is trade. So that's what we're building out. And right now, keeping it really simple, using what the pros do, obviously based upon the Bloomberg consumption that I go through now every day. It's part of my workflow, daily workflow as well. So I'm pretty excited by it. There's a lot of interesting things that come out of this. The next set of steps will, as I said, include all the automation. I most likely won't post any of that. I'll just use that as a way to confirm the theories that I'm currently working on here. I'm probably using more of the charts that system generates on top of all the other ideas that I've got brewing, where I'm going to be, I think I mentioned in the past, building out a new custom mobile app for Apple iOS, which will have some pretty sophisticated charts. I just got confirmation from the vendor on the charts look amazing. It's really going to blow your socks off for the live trades on an iPad or an iPhone. It's very fast, and they're just about to release their second version. So I'm going to be using that, hopefully that technology. But a lot of it will be based for now on fundamental analysis. And in this case, when you look at the oil trade or the oil call, it's just a way where you could also use technical analysis to sort of align those calls based upon the fundamental, because it's usually those are driven truthfully by supply and demand or some kind of news event globally that will drive those drastic price changes and price moves that will help build wealth. But the idea is to sort of catch them before they actually happen by looking at data and trying to forecast those calls. So that's basically how it's going to play out. And then as the automation comes to fruition, then I'll be adding in more data points that I'll analyze obviously the risk as well as the portfolio, and analyze the portfolio analysis. It's not a priority right now, because when I start getting the live trading, which will be with of all brokers, as I mentioned, Dukas Copy out of Switzerland, who are really a Forex only broker with a couple of CFDs for Europe and I believe some US as well. I'll be going basically at a micro level starting at a few $100s because I do expect overall these trading ideas may not work out 100% or even 50%, which means I do expect to lose money. So I'm willing to do that, take the risk. But the idea is to work out all those theories and get more rock solid calls over time, which could probably take a couple of months, and at the same time minimize the drawdowns as well, and keep them to a minimum as well, and be able to really focus on the data throughout the markets as I'm doing here throughout these little videos, and building out of that rock solid strategies and theories that could be used for live trading down the road. And over time I will add in the machine learning into the portfolio analysis and portfolio sizing, position sizing and all that, and the weighting of the positions down the line. But again, the portfolio is going to be very small, but at the same time we'll be doing a lot of simulations. But again, the system will not post those because again, I don't want to overwhelm people. I only want to put the best of those trades. But that's the idea behind the weekly live sessions, to talk about what we see in the markets on a weekly basis, and if it turns into something worthy, we'll definitely make it more frequent, like as in daily, or I don't know, but we'll figure it all out as we go. Okay, so as I said, you may want to join now while you can and get that $47 a month rate, and I'm pretty excited on the way things are playing out. I'll be adding some new people to the membership that are pretty high profile, and getting them involved as well, because this is not just me, it's a community of really solid traders in a private community, so that we can talk privately and communicate with one another on the right trades, but without doing it in the public forum. And I've got and tested a chat room which is secure, and it's resides on my server, so there's no worry about government, hopefully no government intervention at all on that, because it's not on it's on a private server and it's secure, and I trust my ISP's technology to keep everybody out. So that's the direction we're going, and I'm pretty excited the way it's turning out, and hopefully it'll evolve, and I'll hopefully see you guys somewhere, either on Facebook or YouTube if you want to engage, or in one of my future sessions. Over and out. Later.